Oh, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm all right. Yourself?
I'm doing great. What's your ethnicity?
I'm West African.
West African?
Yeah.
Okay, what country you from?
I'm from Senegal.
Oh, Senegal. Shout out to Senegal. Okay, you want to ask Black Americans a question?
It's just, it doesn't mean, I hope it doesn't come across as disrespectful because it's just a curiosity, really. And it's something that I've seen a lot on my FYP or on TikTok or over social media, really. So I think it's more of, I'm trying to understand the other perspective, really, but a lot of the times I hear complaints about when Africans or Africans from the continent ask you, where are you from? And you say, I'm from America. And they ask you again, no, where are you from? Some people take that as offensive, but if I'm from West Africa and I've only generally encountered Africans, and generally, if you ask them, they'll say to you first, okay, like me, I live in the UK, and they'll tell you I'm from the UK. But then when they ask you again, they're trying to find out which country you're from. So that's not generally a question of disrespect as an African myself if I'm asking that question. So if I encounter a Black American, I can't tell visually if you're a Black American or if you what your actual history is. So I'm asking you a question, but then for some reason it's seen as
Wait a
disrespectful.
minute, hold on, MBM. Let me cut my camera on. Hold on. You go ahead and finish your statement. Hold on, go ahead.
So I guess my question is, why is it seen as disrespect when, from my perspective, it's curiosity. It's just trying to find out if this is somebody who is, because generally as Africans, if you meet somebody else, you want to know which country they're from, you want to know what tribe they're from, because there's a familiarity there. So if I'm asking you that, it's most of the time it doesn't come across as disrespect, but I can understand when somebody's asking you that and you don't have any connection to Africa, and that's fair enough. But it seems like a general statement that it's disrespect. That's just what I'm curious about and why that is.
Okay, let me help you out with that curiosity, MBM. If you ask me where I'm from and I tell you America, that's it. Don't ask me where you're really from. What part of Africa? Don't do that. We're gonna end that conversation right there. It is none of your business. We from America, and just accept when I tell you I'm from America. Move on. That makes sense.
That's fair. Like I said, it didn't really answer my question, but
It
if that's
did.
your answer,
That's the issue. That's the issue, though. It did answer your question, and that's the problem. Is when we give you an answer, it's follow-up questions, and we don't like those kind of follow-up questions because a lot of us feel like the role Africans played in the well, I'm gonna say me because I'm the one speak about it every time. I feel like if you play the part in slavery, you don't get to be attached to me in no kind of way. So when I tell you I'm Black American, because I don't know an African, ain't met an African, my mama right there, Nisi Fly, she ain't never been, nobody in her family ever told her, and I was blessed enough to know my great grandmother. So nobody ever talked about an African, ever. Nobody liked to be called African. My grandmother, my mother, me, my kids. So when you ask, where you from, and we say America, that's it. Black Americans. But the problem becomes the issue when after we say America, then, but where are you really from? Or you just don't know. You know you're African. We hear that every night on this stage, and that builds the animosity even more. Does that help you out? Let Black Queen go ahead. Maybe she can understand you because I talk a lot of AAV. That's I try to work through it, but I speak a lot of AAV. But go ahead, Black Queen.
Yes, sis.
Yeah.
So is your question why do we not say that we're African? Is that what your question is?
No, that was not my question. My question is, I'm going to say it again, is if as an African, I encounter you, you're a Black person, I'm a Black person, and I see you, and I ask you, where are you from? Because I encounter this, it doesn't just happen to Black Americans, it happens to all of the Africans on the continent. if you meet another African, they'll ask you where you're from. Some might say, for me, I live in the UK. Some might say I'm in the UK, and they ask you again. It's not trying to give you a label. It's trying to figure out who you are, whether you're from the same place as them. And if you I'm trying to understand why you take offense to that, because it's not specific to you why they do that. They just want to find out who you are. They're not trying to give you a label. They're trying to find out who you are. Personally, like I said, I'm not from the US. I have zero opinion, zero cards on the table in terms of what another person decides to label themselves. But that specific question, like I said, I'm just trying to understand why is it so offensive? Because if they ask it again,
let me answer you. Let me answer you before the goalpost moves. Okay, so basically, when you're asking Black Americans where they're from, we're from America. That's where we're from. We've been here since some in the early 1600s or longer, that we know of, that we are able to trace our genealogy back. Where the issue comes in is when we say we're from America, and then one of your people come back and say, you are African. And nobody, like Love said, nobody in my family, nobody in anybody in my side, maternal or paternal, has said they are from Africa. We do not have any roots that we even trace back to Africa. And I don't know what a lot of Africans that come and they ask questions like this or kind of close to this don't understand is a lot of us were already here. There was a very small percentage of Africans that came here from the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay.
Brazil got the most.
No, don't cut my mind
No,
off like
hold
that.
on, because
We listen to you. You can't listen to her.
I'm almost done. Wait a minute. Hold on. Calm down. Okay. So the thing is, you guys do not ask where Jamaicans tell you they're Jamaican. Y'all don't say, what part of Africa are you from? If a Brazilian tell you they're Brazilian, you don't ask, what part of Africa are you from? So why do you do that to us? If we say we're American, that's it. That should be it.
Can I rebuttal that?
We're not talking to you,
I'm gonna
bro.
let you down. Do I need to let you down while we finish this discussion with her? You see how Hello Las Vegas came up here and she chilling? Can you hold on, English? And see, this is another problem. We deal with this every night. Go ahead so she can finish.
You can go ahead now.
So I came up here in good faith because obviously, like I said, the tone on the live seemed to be friendly enough. I do not, like I said, I don't have any opinion on who you decide to call yourself or your history. I just came to ask a very specific question, but I feel like it's going into different directions. I said something and you came back to me and asking me why I've never said you needed to call yourself African.
Before we get, hold on, I'm gonna mute you. So did we give you your
I'm not gonna stay. I just came to ask a question.
Did we answered your question, right? So don't come up here and now you trying to go and take it to a victim something. I answered it. And I think I was polite. Yeah, you better get the hell on.